Boston, the winningest sports city this century. Each championship deriving from a plan. Join us as we discuss the next Boston Banner Blueprint with your hosts, Josh Finkel, Nick Walsh, and Nate Philbrook.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Boston Banner Blueprint podcast. It's episode 29. We're talking Red Sox. We're talking Pats. But before we do that, I'm sending it to Nate. He's got something for you.
Of course, that starts every episode on where to find us, and that starts on X at Boston Banner BP, Boston Banner Blueprint on both Facebook and Instagram. Go like and subscribe. And I forgot TikTok, so boston.banner.blu on TikTok. Don't forget that one like I just did. Fink's going to be pumping out a lot of content on the TikTok machine. So that's his word to our viewers. So then like, subscribe, rate 5 stars, follow along, and share with your friends and family on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple. Every interaction you guys have with us helps us and helps grow this platform even larger. And so keep doing that, and we greatly appreciate it. This is going to be a fun episode, so let's dive right in.
Yeah, so, we're going to go over the Red Sox roller coaster start to the 2025 season and what feels like now we're on to year 5 of just 500 baseball consistently. So at least we got that going for us. And we're also going to hit on how it feels to be a Patriot fan with Mike Vrabel in the building and the new docu-series kind of thing that's coming out, Forge in Foxborough. We all watched episode 1. It was a banger. I know Nick loved it. I loved it. Nate, did you love it?
Loved it.
I don't know if Tony watched it, but he's behind the glass on the 1s and 2s as always. Love to have him back there. He does a great job. But let's talk these Red Sox. They're 23-25. They're playing right now against the Mets. I think they're winning. Yeah, it's 3-1 in the top of the 6th. Justin Wilson facing Juan Soto. But, yeah. What are you guys' thoughts so far to start the season?
Very, very, very informed. Like, if you would have said at the beginning of the year that we were going to get Cy Young, Garrett Crochet caliber pitching, Alex Bregman MVP vote getting production, and Aroldis Chapman being lights out in the bullpen, and they're worse than they were last year at this point by multiple games, I would have thought you were on crack. But the fact that they still basically lead the league in errors, they lead in blown saves, and they're just really bad at situational baseball. And I think what it comes down to is in the offseason, we all said they won the offseason basically on paper, and they looked like a playoff team on paper. And yes, we did go out and get a guy like Alex Bregman that was supposed to bring that winning culture. But when you have 5 years of just mitigating circumstances where you got away from culture building and you brought in this culture of losing and being okay with losing, and guys in that locker room still, that's just not going to come out in one off season. We're seeing it show itself on the field, where this team should be a lot better record wise than it is, but because of the intangibles, they're not.
Fink, go ahead.
I lost my thought.
So for me, yeah, I think underwhelming is a good word. I think infuriating or frustrating are good words. To your point, the additions that were made have come in and made immediate impacts, and they've made the impacts that you want them to make. But losing Cassis, go ahead, Fink.
What about that DH we signed?
The DH that's doing the only thing that's saving his ass from just absolute.
The only thing he's on this team to do. He's doing it at a.
Not if you ask him. He
Right.
to be the third baseman.
Okay, but now the Red Sox want him to DH. He's DHing. He's a top 2 DH in baseball. I would say one.
You know what's amazing is when your 21-year-old rookie that has played less than 1 year of professional baseball is more mature than your quote unquote superstar. Christian Campbell goes, great. What's your favorite position? Whatever will help the team the most.
That's
Imagine
great.
that.
0.09 in his last month that he has to, because Marcel is knocking on the door.
Yeah, because look what they're asking him to. him to do. He has to adjust to a new position every other night, and
Okay, but
we're asking him to adjust to major league pitching.
Can hold on? The whole thing to solve this whole issue is Trevor Story should be at first base.
Agreed.
Trevor Story should be the one taking the hit because he is awful. He's not even an MLB player right now. I know he had an RBI single tonight against the Mets, but holy crap. He is awful.
Agreed.
His OPS
Yeah,
is approaching 500 territory.
It's very debatable whether or not he or Abraham Toro would make a larger impact if both playing first base. Agreed.
Could we have a better solution? Can we move Rafi to first base and just DFA Story, and you bring Mayer up at that point anyway to be your starting shortstop?
Think about what DFAing Story would do to that clubhouse.
Yeah, you can't DFA him. You gotta keep him around because he's a leader. Like he does his camp. He's connected with these young guys. He's best friends with Bregman. It seems like every year, like the last couple of years, when shit hit the fan, it was when Story got hurt. And obviously now, like it's not been a great year, but he's around and he's a guy I want around every day, even though he's one of the worst players I've ever seen this year.
Yeah, I mean, looking at his numbers, we talked a couple of weeks ago about his defense being lacking, and what's worrisome is his range. I mean, his range is just not good.
Yeah, it's not good at all.
And Rafael is his saving grace last year was that he played a Gold Glove center field, and then they asked him to move into the infield, and it was average at best. But Story has no saving grace right now. I mean, he's not playing great defense. He's not hitting. And so his leadership is really all that you have. And so that's where a Hauk-esque Phantom IL stint to get some Meyer at bats would certainly be helpful. But yeah, I mean, Story's a guy that I think certainly moving across the diamond to first base makes a lot of sense. Also, I think it makes a lot of sense so that way that David Hamilton isn't getting regular at bats, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm sure David Hamilton's a fine guy, but I just want nothing to do with him on this baseball team. I know Cora absolutely loves him, but
I think if he got consistent at bats, he would be a good player. Sorry to cut you off. I think he would be a good player if he got the consistent at bats.
The guy boots the ball all over the place.
Oh, that comes with playing consistently.
So I mean,
he told me if I asked you to do the Pythagorean theorem, I can't even say it. Someone say it. Nick, you know how to say it?
I'm not even going to try and embarrass myself.
Pythagorean theorem.
Okay, so you tell me
A squared plus B squared equals C squared. That's what I know it is.
Okay, so if I asked you to come to my house once a year and teach a lecture of that to 40 students, you could do it?
Oh, and so are you saying that David Hamilton gets absolutely 0 reps in amongst him performing?
I'm saying he doesn't get a lot of reps, yeah.
I think that's just incorrect.
I think he stole 34 bags last year in 90 games.
That's fantastic.
How do you steal?
It doesn't excuse him. It doesn't excuse him being an absolute black hole at second base.
Okay,
he was an absolute black hole at shortstop. He was supposed to move over to second base and be significantly better, but he's just not.
Yeah, he's the least of my worries, I think.
Right, because I don't think he should be playing every day. Or I don't think he should be the infielder off the bench either.
All right, what about this? You know we have an outfielder that's a natural infielder, right?
I don't hate this idea either. Just for the sake of, I think it would be fun as hell.
He would look so good over there. Like you talk about, you want a physical, like big person at first base. Jarren Duran is the perfect fit. Would he do it? Probably not. Would he be the world's fastest first baseman? Yes.
You know what would be so much fun is if we took Jarren Duran to first base and then we had the A-Rod slap the ball out of the mitt and just see what Jarren does. Like he would lose his top. That would be so much fun. Jarren Duran first base. Sign me up.
You know what? If we move Jarren Duran to first base, there's an opening out in the outfield that Rafi said he wanted to play outfield, or if they were going to ask him to play outfield if there was an opening. So there you go, Rafi. You open your mouth and there you go.
But I think it comes back to one, Rafael Devers obviously won the conversation with John Henry because he's still DHing and he's doing it at a very good rate. 255 WRC plus since that meeting, Nate.
Yeah, I'm really glad that you brought that up, because what does that say about the backbone of the leadership of this team, like the true leadership of this team? Not
I actually think I was going to say I think Henry actually kicked him in the ass a little bit because he has been on fire in that meeting. So,
But he was on fire before the meeting too. He was on fire
Not to
since
the
they asked him to play first, and he first made the comments. That's when he started heating up, and then he turned it up another notch after the meeting.
What are you talking about? He made the comments the day before they went to Kansas City on Thursday afternoon, and the meeting took place Friday night. It was only a day difference.
All right, let me get his numbers. Do you want his numbers? What's the date?
Yeah, he wasn't not hitting before. I don't think
Right,
that,
but Rafi was hitting at his expected rate before, and now he's gone up another level.
You want to know what he's hitting in his last 25 games?
because he's and he to Fink's point. I mean, he won the argument against ownership, and I just think that speaks very poorly against ownership and front office personnel.
I mean, in the last month, he has 38 RBIs.
That's his only saving grace. Is that
I don't think
he hasn't hit.
only saving grace.
And this is baseball. He's going to hit a slump.
Well, I think he already did. We saw that. But I think he's locked in. I mean, the pitches he was getting abused on earlier in the year, especially fastballs, he turned on Schwellenbach's 98-mile-an-hour heater. Obviously, bad pitch by Schwellenbach. It was kind of middle up, but still to catch up to that middle or higher part of the zone, it's got to be a good swing. You got to be on time, and he crushed it to a deep part of Fenway. So the man's locked in.
So
I just hope next year he realizes the importance of getting those at bats in spring training, so he doesn't come out like he did.
Yeah,
and he's doing this from the get-go.
Completely agree there, as he hasn't been prepared. But to that point, I mean, if we move Story to first base, I think that's pretty natural that we then bring up Marcelo Meyer to play shortstop every day. I think that's a no-brainer. If we bring, for shits and gigs, we bring Jarren Duran in from the outfield, then we call up Roman Anthony to play the outfield every day. Would you? I mean, I don't think it's crazy to say that Marcelo Meyer is more MLB ready right now than Roman Anthony is showing over the last month plus.
I mean, it's a tough debate because Roman is still raking. He's just not lifting the ball, and it's like coming from he like fouled the ball off himself. I don't know when it was, but it was like weird. It was like off the leg ankle area, and since then he just hasn't been lifting the ball. But he's still getting on. He's not, and he's striking out a little bit more. But I guess to your point, yeah, you're not wrong. Meyer does look more ready. But if they brought up Anthony right now, would I be worried? No. I think you'd be fine.
Oh, I wouldn't be worried. Yeah, definitely not. But I'm just saying that I think it seems foolish for us to configure a lineup in which it gets Roman Anthony into the lineup every day, Jarren Duran into the infield, so that then we can leave Marcelo Meyer in the minors. Makes not a lot of sense to me. I don't see that as the path. The other thing too that we need to talk about is Christian Campbell taking reps at first base was because they asked him to. I mean, why has a guy, we just talked about his leadership qualities, why has a guy like Story not looked in the mirror and been like, well, I need to do what's best for this team and volunteer here?
It just seems like guys don't like to step forward. It seems like they wait to be approached. Like they've asked all these people to do it. Story's not just gonna be like, yeah, I want to play first. And I think he has pride too. Like he wants to be an MLB shortstop. That's fine. He's going to do it as long as he possibly can. I mean, I would want to do that too. So I think he's going to do it until they would ask him to do something different.
PT?
I completely agree with what Fink just said. He wants to be a shortstop, and I think he's always been a shortstop pretty much, other than the rarity of him at second base. So I think he would never volunteer to leave that. But I think if you asked him, he would do what's best for the team. I don't think he's a completely selfish guy like that.
Well, I mean, he's made his money as a shortstop, right? And I don't think it's unfair to say that his next contract will likely not be as a shortstop, or at very least an everyday shortstop, if he gets another contract. Go ahead, Fink.
Yeah, you said it. I don't think he gets another one.
Not from Boston. The way that this contract is shaped out, I mean, and the feeder system. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, and unlike Campbell and unlike Raffy, where we've hit on this point plenty of times, they do have their contract. Like, I can understand Story not wanting to do that because he is looking out for himself because he has a contract upcoming. So he has to look to be a little bit selfish here for himself, where his next contract is far from guaranteed, where Campbell and Raffy have the next 8 to 10 years already locked up and already accounted for. So that's the difference with asking Story to move and him wanting to or not, compared to Campbell being the mature one in the clubhouse right now, even though he's the youngest, or Raffy refusing to take a bullet for the team.
I think you got to put the Raffy thing to bed, man. It's not happening. He's playing unreal baseball. He's the top 2 DH in baseball. He's doing
So
all
when
he
he
can
does hit, and when he does hit that eventual slump, another slump in the season, because it will come. It's baseball. It's going to break you to your knees like it always does, and he isn't going to be giving you anything for a few weeks during that time. It would be nice that he's out there playing first base if he could.
I don't even care if he does play first base or not. I just want him to be willing to do what's best for the team. Period.
Exactly.
He is. You should pull up his baseball savant page.
Well, but that's not a him decision.
Him
he's
DHing
not-
wasn't a him decision either. He didn't want to.
And how did that
Now
work
he's
out?
doing it, and he's doing it. It's amazing. Why
Exactly.
would you
And
now
so
throw him to
do
another
as
thing?
you are asked.
He is. He is. Look at his
He's
baseball
not.
savant.
He was asked if he'd be willing to play first base, and he said no.
Yeah, they said, "Hey, do you want to play first base?" And he said, "Not really, guys. I'm mashing at DH." And they said, "Okay, that's it."
They asked him to be a DH, and he said, "I'm the third baseman." And look how that turned out. So why would he not just trust his leadership
Yeah, look how
and
that
do what's
has
best
turned
for the
out.
team?
Look how that has turned out. We have Bregman and Devers back to back in the order, both absolutely mashing, and one's our DH for the next 10 years. And I
And we
love
have
that.
guys like Nick Sogard playing first base.
Who's been fine.
And so to your point, Fink, yeah, they're mashing and they're doing what they need to do. Why is this team not winning ball games?
Alex Cora. The
Alex
talent
Cora.
that's yeah, okay, let me speak here. I say Alex Cora because you have a group of guys that have been here now. You've been around the block. And Alex Cora is supposed to be this guy that can set a culture, can relate with these players, Bregman too. When are we going to see that? When are we going to see them learn from these mistakes? When are we going to see them learn how to win? You walk off home run against the Braves, Raffy's first in his career, and then you come out and poop on yourselves the next day. You go down 3 immediately. Raffy bails you out, grand slam, and then immediately again you go down. Like, when are you going to mature? When are these players that you have taken, like, you believe in, when are they going to take these steps forward? It just seems like we're playing 500 baseball and these guys don't know how to win, and that feels like it's on Cora.
Well, I think that it comes back to the front office for the last 5 years not being serious about putting a contender on the field, where you have that culture where it breeds that it's okay to lose, it's okay not to be a contender, and you don't learn how to win, and it infests itself into you for 5 years. It's not going to come out overnight. So I think that's unfair to put on Cora, where he was bitching and complaining at the front office for the last few years to get aggressive and go spend some money, and they finally did.
And I mean, I think it's fair to say that Cora's not even that committed. He's not at the game tonight. So,
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
he's not at the game tonight. They're
Oh.
actually winning a baseball game. It's in the 6th inning. They're winning 3-1 against a good baseball
Hey,
team.
So
Fink,
when was the
you
last
just
time?
wait. Wait. You just graduated what, last week from college?
No. We're talking Cora.
Tony, you graduated last week with him too. Were both your parents at your graduation?
Yeah, mine were.
Did you want them at your graduation.
Yeah.
So why is it a
So I think it's fair to say Cora is not committed to this baseball team. He's not at the game tonight, and I think that's just where the problem stems from. I mean, it's an Alex Cora issue at the end of the day. I'm not in the Fire Cora club, though. I will say that.
When was the last time that Cora was given a roster that had expectations prior to this year?
2019?
2019.
We're going back 6 years.
And so we're talking about 5 years of mediocrity with
Well, I guess that's not. We
with a
expect them to
manager
make
that was
the
given a
playoffs,
roster that had no expectations to do anything.
but there's expectations this year.
Absolutely. And it's May baseball. Have they underperformed? Absolutely. And it's May baseball.
Yeah, okay, but we said that in April. I agree with April. It's April baseball, but now it's May. It's like, okay, you gotta soon it's gonna be June. Then what are you saying? It's just June baseball? Like at some
Yes.
point you gotta judge if this is a good baseball team.
You know
Well,
what? I actually had to give
way through.
I actually had to give Alex Cora some credit here because it only took a month and a half to turn Mr. Positivity himself into Mr. Negative. He's ready to throw shit at the fan to Alex Cora.
Oh no, I
took a month
completely
and a half.
support Cora for going to his daughter's graduation. You should see the text Tony sent me 5 minutes ago.
Well, and what's crazy is the Red Sox have played far beneath our expectations, far below their own expectations, and they're in second place in the division. So yes, it's May baseball.
Okay, but that's not because they're playing good. I mean, they're below 500. The Orioles can't pitch. The Blue
Can I-
Jays
The Red
Let me
Sox
pose
can't
it-
pitch either.
Let me pose this question to all of you, and we'll start with.
in baseball. And we're still 2 games under.
Let me pose this question to all of you, and start with Nick, then go Nate, then Fink on the answers. How do you fix this?
Get healthy.
Yes. That is definitely the answer. You find a way to get the 2 young guys up, and I'm not saying the 2 young guys are going to be saving your season. That's not the case. But in order to fix this, you got to get good players in your lineup day in and day out. And it might not fix your season this year, but the quicker you get Mayer and Anthony up here to get their feet wet and to get accustomed to Major League Baseball, the quicker you are going to get to that championship window that we all want. So either get healthy or find a way to get those 2 young kids up here.
And see, that's perfect because Nick went on the offensive side of the ball. I'm 100% going on the pitching side of the ball because we need Cutter Crawford back. We need Walker Buehler back. We need Giolito to continue to find his groove after not pitching for over a year. You know, he just implemented a slider 2 starts ago. And so that's a guy that should be pitching meaningful innings, and we need Bayo to figure it the F out because it's now been 4 years of him not being able to throw strikes and not being able to survive 5 innings of baseball. And so this is a guy that had all the promise in the world and has just underperformed and underdelivered. And so we need guys to go out, and this is of course everybody but Crochet because Crochet has been absolute nails, but we need guys to go out and start eating innings so that our bullpen can go back to being a strength and not be relied on to get 20 outs every night.
I think there's some other things. It's like Garrett Whitlock struggling because he's tipping pitches. Like, how have they not figured that out? Like, it's clear as day. There's dudes on Twitter all over it. Like, tell him he's tipping his pitches. Send down one of these lefties. Get rid of him. Bring up Guerrero. You've been stretching him out to that 2-inning role because Whitlock can't do it right now. Bring him up. He's shown you everything he possibly can. Throws gas. Bring him up. He can help fix the bullpen. I think you brought up Birdie, who his stuff wasn't great the other day, but I mean, I put out a tweet about him like 2 months ago, I think, before the season even started. I'm all in on Nick Birdie. He's electric. And I think that's what Nick said. Bring up the young guys, man. Bring up Meyer, bring up Anthony, let him go to work. Because look how Campbell came on, burst onto the scene. I think those 2 do it as well. But yeah,
what I think is incredible is the defensive aspect of this team has just been absolutely atrocious for years. And so you're talking about how do you not fix the obvious? It's like, boys, how do we not do some of the basic things so well? I mean, we look like the Rockies out there some nights, and the Rockies are on pace to be the worst team ever.
I feel like that goes back to Cora as well.
I mean, at the end of the day, he's the head that wears the crown. So ultimately, it comes down to him. But it's an infield, outfield positional coach that needs to strike some fear into these guys and have some player accountability, because it doesn't seem as though there is any.
There's no such thing as that in today's world.
Rafi's a perfect example of that.
Yeah, but at least he's playing well.
Yeah, and if they were to hold him accountable, he would not be speaking out against his team like that.
I just still don't know why you would ever want him at first. It would be atrocious, but yeah, let's try it. Sure.
And again, I'm not saying it's Rafi at first is the end all be all. I'm saying Rafi saying I'll do whatever the team needs me to do to put the team in position to win. That's the mindset I need my superstar to have.
He did by going to DH because they signed Bregman.
And he put up a stink about that too. You act as if he willingly went to
No,
DH.
that's not how I'm acting. I'm acting as that he did go to DH. That's where he is now, and that he's mashing. He's playing on rookie mode, like me when I play against Tony C. It's unfair.
He's doing well, and that is his saving grace. But he needs a mindset shift, quite frankly. Now, I think he has his entire career. I've never been a big Rafael Devers fan. I think everybody knows that, but he's a guy that he needs to. I mean, he needs to lock in, and he needs to be. He plays a children's game professionally for a lot of money. Like, there are some sacrifices that you have to make with that.
You said he needs to lock in.
I said he needs to lock in.
Yeah, I don't know.
And that has nothing to do with his play, and it has everything to do with his mindset.
I think his mindset's pretty good. I mean,
how is his mindset pretty good when he can't even name the GM of the team because he's speaking out against them?
I don't think it's that he can't name him. It's that he doesn't have any respect for him.
No, that's what I'm saying. It was a disrespectful thing that he did. I'm not saying that he doesn't know who Craig Breslow is. I'm saying that he was in tune enough to think about it, of saying, I'm not going to say his name as a form of disrespect to him. I'm going to say his position rather than his name.
Where's the blame on Breslow? Where's the form? There's no communication with Breslow. It's one thing and then another, then another. Rafi wasn't wrong with his comments and what he said. That's it.
Rafi absolutely was wrong in his comments and the way he said it. That was the whole point of the entire last episode.
Yeah, I don't think he was wrong. I still don't.
I urge you to not use, and this is to you and all of our listeners, to not use that as an example when you're speaking to anybody, quite frankly.
Oh, no, I wouldn't do that, but I'm not Rafi Devers.
You yourself are just saying that you wouldn't do that, so you're saying that it's not right.
I guess at the end of the day, if someone's telling you a different thing every single week, to do this, to do that, they telling you you don't need your glove anymore, and then Casas gets hurt, you got to play first base. Like, yeah, I would get annoyed and I would speak out on it.
Get ready for the real jobs, because you're going to go into a job and your boss is going to change things up on you pretty frequently. Procedures are going to change. Standards are going to change. That's just how the real world works. So if Rafi's going to get upset because the situation changes from December to February, and then an unforeseen injury where your teammate blows his knee out in late April, all of a sudden throws a wrench into the plans, I'm sorry, like, you got to be more adaptable. Like, I'm not saying Rafi's a bad guy or anything like that, but to Nate's point, to have the mindset of, I got my money. What's most important now? Is it my ego or is it winning? And I don't know if Rafi at first base would. I'm not saying he's going to be Kevin Youkilis and be a Gold Glove first baseman after moving from third. I'm not saying that, but be willing to try. Like, that's all it comes down to. It's not that he's raking at the plate, because he absolutely is, and all that. Like, to Nate's point, that's his saving grace right now. But just to be willing to try to be uncomfortable if it makes the team better, or if it has a chance to make the team better.
See, he already did that. And also, you keep saying he's moving from third. He's not. He's moving from DH.
All the easier.
Definitely not. Going from sitting around just hitting to hitting,
What
and then
else does he have to do than to take reps at first base?
hit. Stay healthy. Not let the shoulders deteriorate again, so then he's actually not hitting well, and we see him go through these slumps because he's hurt.
What does playing first base have to do with his shoulders?
I don't know. I have no idea. What does playing first base have to do with your patella tendon?
Well, that was running from hitting,
Okay.
which we're not taking Rafael
After
Devers
you got
away
to
from
take
doing.
a cut, he hasn't thrown in a while. Take a cut, turn, throw, shoulder hurts. I don't know. He's out of shape. We worry about his shape all the time, and now you want to put him in. I mean, first isn't exactly an easy spot. There's a lot to worry about.
Chris Sale got hurt for a whole year for riding a bicycle. Like, I'm not worried about Rafi getting injured playing first base. He's going to get hurt. He's going to get hurt.
You believe that story, Nick?
I'm not going to go down the conspiracy.
Can we do it for 30 seconds? Just hear me out, and then we can keep going. You honestly believe 6'6" Chris Sale was just riding a bike through Boston, wherever, by Boston College, right?
I don't know where he got hurt.
I think it was by Boston College. Is that called Chestnut Hill?
I think it was Chestnut Hill. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it was by Chestnut Hill. And you honestly believe this dude was riding a bike down a hill? I don't think so.
Why not?
I think, why not?
Because
you're the one who wanted to go down the conspiracy.
Because the dude's a rage monster. Like, you saw him not have a great rehab start, and he went down and blew up the tunnel. Like, I have a feeling something in his life just set him off, and he did something stupid. I don't think he fell off a bike. I can't see that guy riding a bike through Chestnut Hill. Like, come on.
I didn't even know that was in question. So certainly you made me think
I didn't
a
even
little
know
bit.
there was really. Yeah, I really didn't even know there was a conspiracy theory all about this.
Yeah, but I think it's almost time to toss it to the Patriots. What do you guys think? I know Nick's ready. Look at his outfit. Oh, wow.
Before we switch to the Pats real quick, we gotta get Tony's 2 minutes in. This is gonna be different than any of the ones we've done before. The scoring last week, Fink got the point, Nate got a half point, and Nick got nothing last week. This question, my boy JP's been getting me into sports cars, and I know we actually have a friend of the channel that helped us get started. Nate, what's the name of that channel? Shout him out.
Sports Card Dad?
Yeah, Sports Card Dad. So he's actually been getting me into collecting cards, and I pulled some random baseball cards from the 90s. It was like a 2001 pack that had a couple of big 90s players in it as well. And I'm just going to basically go, Fink, you're going to start. You can ask any yes or no question about the player. You're going to all do the same thing. You get 2 guesses at the player. If you use your guesses up, you can't guess again. All right? The player, it's from the year 2001. These are the packs.
You get unlimited questions?
Unlimited questions, unless someone. But you can guess whenever.
Okay.
Can't really see it, but it's a 2001 pack. So.
Okay.
You know, it has to be yes or no. Yes or no questions. What's up?
That's all my. This is my question. Never mind. I don't want to get hit with a fine here. I'm not asking that. Okay. Wait. So it's just a random card that you. Wait. Tell us when we're starting. Can we not start yet? I still have questions before we begin.
Ask your questions. We're starting. Ask your questions. Go ahead.
Oh my God. Okay.
Get them out, man. Get them out. What's your question?
So I start.
Yes, you start. Yes or no question.
Is that my question? I don't know.
No. Think.
Was he an MVP?
No.
That was your starting question?
You get unlimited questions. It narrows it down. What's your question, Hotshot?
Is this a position player?
Yes.
So now we just eliminated all pitchers, think.
Not necessarily.
Is he in the American League?
He played on multiple teams, so I don't really like that. Well, like it would throw you guys off.
I meant for 2001 because you said it was a 2001.
Oh yeah.
So-
Yeah, he's in the American League.
okay.
Is he a first baseman?
He's not.
Does he play in the AL
Okay,
East?
wait. Okay. No, he is a first baseman. I'm gonna say I'm pretty sure this year he was a first baseman. So think yes. The card doesn't say.
Carlos Delgado.
You can't
That's
use
one
your
of his
guess. That
guesses.
comes back. Nate,
Oh,
go ahead.
Does he play in the AL East?
No.
Does he play in the AL Central?
No.
Does he play in the NL?
Oh my god, bro.
What?
Is that actually your guess?
Did we say he was an American League player?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh, know that. Who asked that?
I did. That was my first
Oh,
question.
Nick did.
Wait, so it's AL West
He's a
then?
position player.
He's in the AL West.
He's a
Yeah.
position player
Okay, I
in the
know
AL
who
West
it is.
that played first base.
I'd use my guess.
occasionally.
First guess.
Yes. Yes, he played first base. During this
First-
time that he played first base. I just
first
looked it up to
guess.
make sure. Go ahead.
Edgar Martinez.
No.
Here's a DH.
Is his team's primary color blue?
Yes.
Was he a righty hitting?
No.
Oh.
Shot clock.
Is it me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh. Did he win any major awards?
A yes or no questions, bro. You're out.
That's
Skipping.
a yes or
Nate.
no question.
That was a yes or no.
Yeah,
That's
that-
a yes or no
Well,
question.
I don't know what a major award is though.
Silver
Like
Slugger,
MVP?
MVP, World Series, anything like that. That's a yes or no question. Don't even know your own game.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you said one of them I wouldn't have considered like major, but
Yes.
go
Okay.
ahead, Nick. Oh, Nate. Sorry.
It's Nate's turn.
Oh, I thought Nick was talking. Does he play for the Texas Rangers?
Yes.
Oh, that was. I think I might know who this is.
I'm going to take a guess at this.
Fuck, I know who it is.
Nate, are you guessing a player or am I good to go?
I already asked my
Yes,
question.
this question. I know.
Yeah.
Nick's gonna get it. God damn it.
Is it Rafael Palmeiro?
Yep,
It
it
is.
is. God damn it, dude.
I'm
That's
not
crazy.
gonna lie. Nate did all the heavy lifting on this one too.
I knew it.
He did the heavy lifting with the questions.
Before the major award question, I had it down to the Mariners or the Rangers. So I was like, is it John Olerud or is it Rafael Palmeiro?
No, I think that was a good question. I just didn't know what you meant. Like I didn't know what to categorize in it for baseball. But no, yeah, good job, guys. So point for
So
Nick.
that's a point for me.
Yep.
I was going.
All right.
My next question, if he didn't say Rangers, I was going to ask if he had a shitty looking mustache.
All right, so shifting gears to the Patriots, there's not a bunch of talking points since we last met about this squad in the draft, but Forge and Foxborough came out, so I guess we can just dive right into that. Nick, you were first in the chat talking about it, so how about you tell us your initial thoughts?
I just took it as a breath of fresh air from last year. I know we've hit on this point 100 times out of 100, but just seeing Mike Vrabel in that element and seeing a behind the scenes footage of how the early days have gone, like, how do you not get excited? Like, you want to talk about leadership in a locker room and soon to be on the sideline. That's it. Like that, we're the blueprint on how a roster gets built. We talk about that, but that's a blueprint on how you get the best out of your roster. And I think we're going to see that starting this year.
Yeah, I think too. Like if you look at, I'm a big Hard Knocks watcher as we approach training camp and get into training camp and preseason. And so if you compare some of the seasons, because the Hard Knocks teams are not generally good teams, right? Those are teams that typically are not very good and have a player from the draft that the NFL is trying to market. And so if you look at the way that Vrabel ran his meetings and just his interactions with players, I mean, he is articulate and he is smart and he is involved and he is just like I've used this word before to describe him, but his gravitas was just infectious. I mean, he was all about football and the Patriot way and building his own aura and just regime. And that is what I'm talking about. And it was hard not to want to, join up and run through a brick wall for him and get excited and wish the season started tomorrow. Thank you. Just put your finger up. Sorry.
Yeah, and kind of to your point, another thing that jumped out to me is just kind of boils down to just how much he cares, how much he wants to build a relationship with each guy. And it's like each guy's here for a reason. He doesn't care. I mean, he said this. He doesn't care how you got there, first round, undrafted, whatever it may be, what car you drive. I mean, these are his words. He doesn't care. You're here for one reason, to play football for the Patriots. And I mean, it's been awesome so far. And we haven't even seen anything like voluntary. I think the voluntary program starts this week. So, like, we haven't seen much, but yeah, it's exciting. I keep saying it, so.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look at
And
attendance of the OTAs and things that were in rookie mini camp and stuff, I mean, attendance was sky high because people want to be in the building. They want to learn from Vrabel. They want to see what this new culture is all about. And that I think that just for all the bad things we were just talking about the Red Sox and their culture, it is the complete opposite in Foxborough and the way that they are building up around these young guys. They brought in some savvy veterans to be able to lead the way and show the way that that ought to be done. And I mean, he calls out Milton Williams in one of the first practices for not running completely through the sprint. And so Milton Williams is like, yeah, that's the guy that I want coaching me because he coaches me hard and he's going to get the most out of me. And so that's what this is all about. We're talking about leader of men. And that is just, it fires me up clearly as I'm getting excited about this. But when we were watching that in the draft prep and everything like that, I mean, I got goosebumps watching these guys go about their business and the team that is being built in Foxborough. Go ahead, Nick.
yeah, and not to forget that this is going to be a very, very young roster. How many rookies are on the team? How many undrafted free agents are on the team? You're starting quarterback, you're starting cornerback, like still being very young, and how the last couple of years have gone where it hasn't been that structured, it hasn't been this organized, and you get a guy in there to build a program from the ground up that is going to teach these guys from early on what it takes to win, because Vrabel has played every single role you can as a player. He was the undrafted free agent. He was the last guy coming in a free agency pool to the Patriots coming from the Steelers. He was the unheralded guy. He was the what's the word I'm trying to think of? The versatile player where he could play outside linebacker. The year Teddy Bruschi had his stroke and he missed the first half of the year, he moved inside and could play the inside position. He went on offense and caught 10 passes, all 10 touchdowns, a few of them in the Super Bowls. And then he was the all-pro guy. He was the guy that got traded out of the blue. Any sort of role that a player can go through in his career, he played it. So he can relate to any one of those guys in that way. And again, I'm going to hammer home the point that it's a very young team and they're going to need guidance. They're going to need structure. They're going to need a guy that they can look at and know that whatever he's asking them to do, he's already done it. He knows what it takes.
They're young, but they also have good veteran players at, I feel like, each position group. They have Stephon Diggs in the wide receiver room. You have Josh Dobbs in the quarterback room, who's been around the block. He's played for good coaches. I mean, he had some success with the Vikings 2 years ago. Like, you have Harold Landry coming in, who's played for Vrabel. You have Gibbons, who's played for Vrabel. You signed Carlton Davis. He's been around the block. He's won a Super Bowl. You have Robert Spillane. I mean, that guy screams culture. Like, You see his? Did you guys see his hoodie he was wearing in the video?
Costco one.
Yeah, the Costco wholesale. That was hilarious. Also, his mom has liked one of our tweets on Twitter. Gretchen, shout out Gretchen. But
Very true.
yeah, but I mean, I think they did a great job at getting younger, bringing in guys that Vrabel identified as his guys, which are smart, tough, dependable, all that. Nate.
Well, and
Violent.
to your point on bringing in guys that make immediate impacts as veterans, I mean, Morgan Moses can't be outstated. That was by far the biggest glaring need of this of last year's Patriots team was that offensive line, and you bring a guy that is a savvy veteran to go out and be on the other side of your first round pick, right, in Will Campbell. And so I just think that the way that Elliott Wolf that we came into this really came into this podcast just absolutely blasting Elliott Wolf with a lot of negativity. And the way that they have righted the ship here is just absolutely, I'm ecstatic about it.
No, it feels great. I mean, we got better at everything we needed to get better at. Another thing I wanted to bring up though is I did not expect Morgan Moses to sound like that.
I agree. I didn't think he'd have gauges either. I can't imagine gauges with a football helmet on. Feels too good.
No, but I like from what I've seen of him, what he had to say. I've liked him. Um, Another thing on him. Do you remember when we played them in New York this year and he got hurt? I think he got carted off. It looked like a catastrophic injury. I think he played like 2 weeks later. Like that's a Vrabel guy. Like that doesn't miss time. Like they're always like they're dependable. But no, yeah, I'm ecstatic too. I think excited is out the window. It's ecstatic season. Yeah,
And it's early.
Like
it's very.
man, like I'm a summer person at heart, and I hate the winter, but the fall can't come soon enough. Like I want it to be September. I want to be watching these guys out on the field every Sunday. Like I'm ready to bypass summer, and I'm not one to usually say that.
Yeah, for me, I just can't wait to watch Drake May with like just competent people around him, competent coaching, competent. Hopefully, Stephon Diggs plays week one. I mean, in my opinion, I think he will. It looks like he will. The way the workouts he's posting, all that looks like he might. But just competent people around him, good running backs, a good offensive line. The defense is going to be so good. That secondary is going to be very good. Like Nate.
And I think that, I mean, Kyle Williams as an offensive weapon, I think that he is just going to be an absolute monster. I
Yeah.
don't know how or why he fell to where he did in the draft, but I think that guy his ceiling is sky high.
Yeah,
If he was
no doubt.
1 inch taller, he would have been a first round pick probably.
Yeah, he's disgusting for sure. Tony, what are you thinking?
Well, I haven't watched any of the Patriots stock yet, but I do think looking forward to next season, Vrabel's just going to have such a presence in the locker room and with a lot of these young guys. I'm looking forward to see Campbell. Hopefully, I really hope he pans out. I'm saying he's got to be an All-Pro. Picking him there, I love him though. I do love him now after seeing the way he talks. So I'm bought into him, and I can't wait to see Drake May throw for 31 touchdowns. That's my prediction.
I like that. That would be really fun. I'm just excited to see Travion Henderson be a lead blocker for Drake May. Like that's going to be so electric. I really need to go to a Patriots game. I've never been to one.
To piggyback off of Tony's comment, because I have the reputation of being the anti-Will Campbell person of the group, which admittedly the arm length scared the shit out of me before the draft, and honestly it does. But I've also always said that the guy is a walking green flag without the arm length. Like everything about him screams greatness. Like I loved everything in that video for him, and I've always said no one hopes I'm wrong about Will Campbell more than me, because he is such an easy guy to root for, and just the persona that he pulls off, like that's a guy that Vrabel coming in year one, like if you have your starting rookie first round pick, basically mirroring the persona that your head coach is trying to give off, And not to mention that Drake May gave it off last year as well. You get those three guys ready to go, all on the same page, it makes you want to run through a brick wall.
Now, one thing that I want to pose to you guys and just see where everybody's head is at, and this is a question that we posed to our listeners earlier in the week, but of the 4 teams, I have them all displayed here behind me, Fink does as well, who is the closest to raising the banner as the next champion in Boston? Fink, I'm going to go to you first.
Yeah, so I would put the Patriots 1, and then I would argue the Red Sox 2. And before the Tatum injury, it's obviously Celtics number 1. As long as Tatum and Brown are in those uniforms, it's Celtics 1, I think, and I don't think there's a debate. But it's tough for me to see a road for the Celtics to win until like maybe 2030. Like Tatum's gonna miss next year. It's gonna be what year is it? Oh wait, no, 2028. Sorry, 2029. Around then. But Tatum's gonna miss time. We'll see how he slots back in, But I mean, this Patriots team, man, gets me ecstatic. Like Nate keeps saying. That's my rankings. Nick.
The answer is still the Celtics, because even if Tatum misses all of next year, the moment he comes back at the start of 2026, 2027, as long as Brown's still on the team and White's still on the team, they're going to be the favorite in the East. Like, I know the roster can look a lot different by then, but as long as you have those 3 as the centerpieces, that means realistically, if the answer is in the Celtics, you think the Patriots, Bruins, or the Red Sox are winning a championship in the next 2 years. And I think the Patriots are going to take a big step forward this year. But I don't think they're 2 years away from the Super Bowl just yet. So this answer is still the Celtics.
PT, do you have a take?
I would go Red Sox 1, Celtics 2, Patriots 3. And then Bruins 4.
I like how none of us are ranking the Bruins.
Yeah, Bruins are pretty easily the 4th. Bruins are pretty easy.
Can I get 30 seconds for one hockey take?
Go for it.
Not yet. So I haven't given my rankings yet. I'm actually in agreement with you, Nick, that I'd say it's Celtics 1 just based off of the timeline of the teams. I'm going to put the Sox, because I still haven't given up hope, at 2, and then Patriots at 3, and then a very, very distant 4th is the Boston Bruins, as there's just so much that needs to be done. So that's all I had. And Nick, if you want your 30 seconds of hockey, go for it.
So for how shit the Bruins season was, my hockey season in general was a resounding success after Sunday night's hockey game between Florida and Toronto. Like,
I think
if
you
the
mean
Bruins
ass
can't
beating.
win it, belt to fucking ass. Like, that's what it was. Brad Marchand had, 3 points? He had the game winner in overtime in game 3, still doing his Bruins captain duties for helping us out, getting us a first-round pick. And don't get me wrong, an overtime loss in game 7 would have been hysterical for Maple Leaf Square, but belt to ass 6-1 beatdown was a close second. Like, I want misery in the streets of Toronto. I want Drake. I want Justin Bieber. I want all of them to go to bed crying their ass off, because once again, in the words of Jack Edwards, in the spring, the Leafs fucking fall. And it happened once again. And that, to me, chef's kiss of a hockey season. Like, if the Bruins can't have success, screw Montreal, screw Toronto, and then I live with anything else.
Fair take.
That was one of my closing thoughts. Was just the absolute beatdown that Brad Marchand ensued on Ben, and his post game press conference with Biz Nasty saying that he still believes was just perfect. Oh my gosh! And I mean, Marchand is just the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, he's a gem. thankful that we got to root for him as long as we did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bruins freaking suck, dude. I don't even know what they got to do. We need to we could probably have a whole documentary on how to fix the Bruins.
Gotta find a
Thankfully,
coach
we're not in
first.
that. Thankfully, we're not making those decisions because there's too many of them to be made right now.
But yeah, what do you guys say we wrap this thing up? Everyone go to bed happy. Anyone have any final thoughts?
Yeah, I've
Get
got
me to
some.
week 1 against Oakland or Las Vegas. I still call them the Oakland Raiders, but that's my closing thoughts. Get me to week 1.
Yeah, my closing thought is to mention my hat here as my good friends over at the MLB UA, the Umpires Association, putting out their merch for the Ump Cares charity. If anybody's ever looking for a great organization to give back in the baseball realm, Ump Cares certainly does it right. And so go ahead and check them out and support a really good cause.
Yeah, for me, I'm not giving up hope on the Sox. I think they still could win the division. They are playing crappy baseball, and they're still in second place. They're winning right now. Chapman has the 9th. And I'm not exactly in Nick's camp. Give me to week 1. I still want to see these Forge and Foxborough episodes. But yeah, I'm really excited for football season. Tony?
I'm excited for football season, but I can't lie. I'm enjoying the Red Sox season, even with it being not what expectations aren't being met as what we thought they would be right now. But I think there's still hope for playoffs, Nick.
Yeah, one last take about the Red Sox. The green uniforms are growing on me. Like seeing them actually in action.
Yeah, how do we
kind of
not
fire.
talk about that? They're amazing. I can't believe we forgot about bringing that up.
Yeah,
but yeah,
we skipped over that
saw
one.
them in person.
I saw them in person, and I at first when I saw them online, I was not a fan. I actually really liked them. I can't lie. I really did like them.
I can't wait till they get in the show, Tony. They're going to be my jersey.
They're already in there.
They might be in. I don't think they're in Diamond Dynasty yet. Are they?
Oh,
Tony?
they're in road to the show.
I don't know. I was gonna say if they are, you got to put them on tonight.
Yeah, I'll go get it. Well, I think that's all from us. But Nate has one quick thing to say.
Of course, go follow us on all of our socials. That starts on X at Boston Banner BP, Boston Banner Blueprint on both Facebook and Instagram. And then go like, subscribe, and rate 5 stars on all of the streaming platforms, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple. Share with your friends, family, and interact with us on all the socials as, of course, it continues to grow our platform. So we appreciate you all listening thus far. And, come back for another episode very, very soon.